All right. So now I want to welcome you to our next module, Detox Your Personal Style. You just completed the Discover Your Personal Style module. And in that module, we did a little bit of style therapy, heavy on the therapy. We wanted to really unpack what is motivating your style goals, where you've been, where you're trying to get to, and what it's going to take to get there. And I'm really proud of you for finishing that module. In this one, we're going to get our hands dirty. We are going to be discovering what is inside of our closet through a closet detox. Get ready to purge. So, our intentions for this purge is so that you could better understand your style needs. It's to help you get dressed and start your day with ease. And it's to help you to make sure your clothes in your closet are actually interchangeable like we wanted it to be. Um, the key is going through these items and really deciding what is serving you. If it's not serving you, we're going to let it go. So, one thing we're going to apply is something called the Pareto principle. There's this belief that oftentimes we're using 20% of our resources 80% of the time, and 80% versus 80% of our resources 20% of the time. That is the ideal. So, look at your closet and look at a big pie. Oftentimes, you're just wearing 20% of the clothes that are in your closet 80% of the time. So you might feel like you're wearing the same outfit almost every day. What you really want to be doing is wearing 80% of your clothes 20% of the time, meaning you wear most of your clothes all throughout the month, versus a few shirts that you wear all the time and everything else is still in your closet with the tag on it or hanging up and never being worn. Even though you might love it, you just don't know how to wear it. So I want you all to watch this pie chart graphic I have here. I borrowed this from The Curated Closet by Anushka Reese. I apologize if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. But what she has put out here, I just thought it was perfect. I had to put it in these slides. A lot of us find ourselves in this situation. So she's saying the pie chart on your on the left here or right, this might be your right, this one, um, that 50% of your closet might be made of going out clothes. 25% is like comfy sweats, pajamas, and then you have some gym clothes. Maybe you have your summer bikinis and a bunch of jeans. Now, while there's nothing wrong with having these things in your closet, this is not exactly useful for your lifestyle, which is the next pie chart over, where a majority of your time is spent at work. And then you have your everyday stuff, casual wear, and then you have the time that you're spending at home that you actually need those cozy PJs and you go out, but your gym life and how often you actually go swimming is not that much. The lifestyle and the closet do not match. That's a problem. That means that 20% of her wardrobe, let's say maybe some of the jeans and the comfy sweats, are being worn 80% of the time. And the rest of her closet, the 80% of her closet, is barely ever being touched. She does not have a proper return on investment for the amount of money she spent to have this closet. So, let's get into how we're going to fix that because chances are, if you're here, your closet looks something like this one over here. So, we're going to detox everything. Pull it all out. If it is currently winter and your summer clothes are put away, pull out your summer clothes. If it's currently summer and your winter clothes are put away, pull out your winter clothes. I want you to take out everything and purge. No ifs, ands, or buts. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. No. The reason we're doing this is because I want to make sure that you're not having to start over every single season. One time, we're going to go through, we're going to decide what you're keeping, what you're considering, and what you're releasing. Now, out of all these piles here, ideally, if you're working with me, if you're cooperating with me and trusting the process, your release pile will be the biggest pile. Let's get into what's going into these piles. So, first things first, we have our keep pile. This is the stuff we're going to keep. These are the things that fit you well. that you actually love and you remember wearing within the last 3 to 6 months. This pile is going to go back into your closet. This is the stuff that says, hey, it's actually aligned with my style goals. So some of the things you might want to ask yourself is, do I love it? Do I wear it? Does it feel like me? Does it spark joy? You might even want to ask yourself, did I buy it for myself or did someone buy it for me? Of course, we want to keep gifts. It feels like the nice and right thing to do. However, if it is a gift that you received that isn't aligned to you, the best thing you could do is release it. We'll get into that in a bit. The next thing we have here is the consider pile. These are going to be items that don't meet keep for the following reasons. Maybe it's an item that needs to be tailored, like a great pair of pants looks excellent on your legs, but it doesn't fit your hip and waist the way you would like it to. So what you need to do is take it to a great tailor. You pause before you put this thing in there, before you move this kind of okay pair of jeans into this consider pile. You need to ask yourself, am I going to hold myself accountable? How am I going to hold myself accountable for actually taking this to the tailor like I said I would? The reason it's going into this consider pile is because it's actually a storage pile. And what you're going to do with the items in here, fold them up nicely, place them into a storage box of some sort, and put them away in your room, in your closet somewhere for 3 months. If you don't find yourself reaching for those consider items in 3 months, at the end of that 3 months, you're going to release them and let them go. I want you to stop right now, and I want you to set an alarm on your phone for 3 months from today to release the consider pile. Release the items in that storage box. I'm giving you time to do that. Now, our last pile is the release pile. These are the items that they don't work for you. This could be anything from a pizza stained college shirt that you've had for way too long to something with a tag on it that you never wore because it just isn't you. All of those things. These release items you can return to the store if you still have the receipt, if you still can make that work at a exchange maybe. You are going to donate if they're in decent shape, they're just not a good fit, or you're going to just throw them away. One thing that's really great, check out stores like American Eagle. They have a really great recycling policy for jeans. So you can always take in things like jeans and things to them to have them recycle it for you so you're not just adding to a landfill somewhere. Another thing that you can do is take these pieces of clothing, if they're in good enough condition, to a consignment shop. That could be anything from low level, like Plato's Closet, to high level, like a luxury consignment shop near you. And that is how you're going to release those items. I want these items out of your house by the end of this week. So let's get back to keep. A lot of times we find ourselves holding on to things because of maybe 3 or 4 reasons. Fear that if we let it go, we won't be able to replace it, that there's not enough out there, so I must hold on to something. Guilt that if I'm letting this go, it makes me a bad person and speaks to my character in some way, shape, or form. Or out of should and supposed to's. I'm supposed to have this. I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to do that. Even though it doesn't actually feel like an energetic fit for you, you're forcing yourself into a mold. Now, if any of these things are things you dealt with in other places in your life, maybe in your work life, your personal life with family, friends, and romantic relationships, you're probably doing it in your closet too. So I want you to ask yourself with every single item in your keep pile, if I completely let go of guilt, of feeling like I'm supposed to do something, and of fear, would I keep this in my closet? I'm going to leave that right there. So your homework, your homework is going to be to actually do this. Set aside 2 hours of your day, some point today, tomorrow, this week. I suggest getting it done as soon as possible before the live Q&A if you're a part of the cohort for the live Q&A. And you are going to detox every piece of clothing you have, from your shoes to your underwear to your coats, pants, tops, everything. I want you to detox your socks. I even want you to go through maybe jewelry if you have it. If you have those old pieces that are tarnished, I really want you to just detox everything. Bonus points for you if you clear out your closet and then clean it out. I think that if your closet is this empty, when is it going to be this empty again? It's a great time to vacuum, dust, wipe things down, and just do it one time, especially because cleaning is so good for shifting the energy and getting you ready for a new chapter and transitioning. So that is a part of your homework. Now, some things to remember as you're doing this activity: be mercenary and selective. Okay, we are sticking to what we said. Remember when you were in Discover? Remember when you were in the mode of who am I? Where am I at? Where do I want to be? And how do I get there? This is the first step in that path. So take it very seriously. I want you to let things go. Um, Choose quality over quantity. At the end of the day, your release pile is going to start looking big. And it might trigger something in you that says, whoa, this is a lot. Will I have enough? Is this okay? We're going for quality here and not quantity. Stop focusing on how big the release pile is and start focusing on how great the keep pile looks, how these items look in your closet, how things are starting to shave out and shape up and carve out to really become you. And then, of course, we want to know that this is going to be investment. We're investing energy, time, and of course, money. So, what you're going to do is later on, we will be investing in the closet essentials. In a few modules, we will go through what is a closet essential, what you should be looking out for. I also want you to remember to choose style over fashion. Something could look really cool, but if it's not something that you wear, if it doesn't actually fit, if there is a reason why it needs to release it. Now, you might have those pieces in your closet that you actually really love, they're really dope, but you never wear it because you don't know how to wear it because it's super stylish and trendy. You love it, but like, how do you wear it? I would say keep that one because what we will do throughout these modules is get you prepared to actually step out in them. Take that tag off and wear it out and about and get those compliments that you know it deserves. And then, of course, don't sacrifice function. If it's uncomfortable, if it's digging into you, if it's just not a good fit, then you're gonna let it go. You're gonna let it go. There's no point in keeping something simply because it's cute. Function is equally as important. And then lastly, versatility is also an investment. So if you have those versatile pieces in your closet is going to go a long way. So those are things I want you to remember. When you are completely done, you've packed away all your consider things into a storage box, and you have put all your release items in a bag, and you have plans for where it's going to go at the end of this week, and you finally have your keep items back in your closet, back in your drawers. What I want you to do is pick 3 words from this list I have here, or come up with your own words, but 3 words that actually work as descriptors for what you have in there. So maybe you're seeing a lot of architectural, elegant, maximal pieces in there, or maybe you're seeing a lot of sporty, outdoorsy, bold pieces in there. Come up with 3 words that really describe it, and that is going to help you really shape your idea for what your style is going to look like, what your closet is going to look like going forward. So that is your homework assignment. I'm really excited for you to do this. Um, Everything needs to be detoxed. Again, pull it all out. Pull it all out. Take the time to do this. Um, and So I will see you all in the Analyze module where we go through your personal physicality and how to dress for that.